4th year of marriage to the sister next door. I got it. The mood diary she posted on Super Talk. In her diary she wrote, I had to part with the man I loved. She married me under pressure from her parents. Overnight. I am from a legal husband. Become a third party to their feelings. When they arrived at the mall, Bai Ning Bing is arguing with Bai Mao. Bai and Ng being sassistant called me. Said they had a heated argument. Let Meg Yuik Lee persuade. What's the matter? And he faltered. If you ever associate with this man again, just force me to die. Bai Ma patted her chest. His face was already red from anger. The voice is also hoarse. I have never seen. She has always been gentle and loving, so tempting. Mom, it's none of your business. Can you be reasonable? That's when Elle noticed. The man behind Bai and Ning Bing. Although it is a head taller than Bai and Ning Bing, but it looks weak. Tears still hanging from the corners of my eyes. Aggrieved tightly. Frozen, don't garrel with my aunt because of me. I know it's all my fault. Elle, I just go. He pulled on his white sleeves. Voice trembling broken. As if really hurt. Exposed right arm. There was a cut on the glass. After seeing Bai Ning Bing, Higuisi Klai turned around and bandaged him with a handkerchief. Sorry, Archer. My mom instructed me it's none of your business. You mustn't blame yourself. Bai Ning Bing treated his wounds carefully. The words he said were also a little softer. Just like before, the way he coaxed me into drinking sober soup. Bai Ma saw this scene. Can't help it anymore. Frozen, do you really want to pay for this man? No more mom, right? Did you forget? How the hell did you seduce your dad? Bai Ning I stopped treating the wound. There seems to be a struggle in the eyes. Mom, he's having a hard time speaking. Little bastard, you're as cheap as that woman. You mother and son are. Don't you have to tear my family apart? The AIM's eyes were slowly filled with madness. He picks up the fire extinguisher. Hit Q in CHE hard. Bai Ning Bing pulled Q in CHE. A fire extinguisher. Impartial. Hit the forehead standing behind them. The pain came. Touch it, No blood, Archer. Are you hurt? Bai Ning Bing was nervously checking for Chin CHE. After a moment, he noticed me. He guiltily let go of run towards me. Husband, are you alright? Does it hurt? I'm about to speak. But was broken by a cry. Bai, the ice hasn't even touched my forehead. Without hesitation, he turned around to check. Q and Key, I'm sorry. Frozen, I'm causing you trouble again. Don't say that. HL take you to the hospital. His face is also painted. There are 2 obvious green characters. Bai Ma is really angry. Sit on the ground with your chest and take a deep breath. After passing out and being taken to the hospital, this farce is over. I go to the front desk to pay. The AIMA hasn't woken up yet. The doctor said it was low blood sugar plus high blood pressure. Caused a coma. No big deal. Bai Ning Bing has seen it. But only a fleeting glance. He took a phone call and left. After payment, I follow my gut feeling. Come to the trauma department on the 5th floor. Ache, be obedient. Have some porridge first. You haven't eaten all morning. Just lost so much blood again. How does that work? In the ward. Bai Ninji Being's gentle voice came. The assistant outside the door saw me and was about to make a sound. Stopped by a glance from me. But I want the ice to be mighty. Just like before. Is that okay, Ache? I'm a little embarrassed by the ice. Alright, Q&C, he smiled a little reluctantly. I know a lot has happened in these for years. I know that Frozen doesn't love me anymore. I shouldn't have extravagant expectations. He tilted his head to the side. Looked stubborn and pitiful. Bai Ning Bing panicked directly. No, pull me. How could I not love you? Q&C smiled happily. Hold the white ice in your arms. I knew it. I knew Frozen was still in love. The assistant watched my reaction carefully. I twitched the corners of my mouth bitterly. I'm sorry, Archer. Don't say sorry. I know the difficulty of freezing. Marriage is also a last resort. I won't be angry. Only, I just want to be able to see Ninji Bin every day. Just one glance. Don't do this. I'm already married. Bai Ning Bin said this sentence. It's like if exhausted all my strength. The whole person was torn away. The joy in Q and Chi's eyes dimmed. But I just want to see you one more time. Isn't that okay? As long as I can be by Ning Bin's side. I'm willing to do anything. Or is Ning Bin married? So you dislike me? No, definitely not. Bai Ninji Bin quickly refuted. Q and C he smiled. I knew Ning Bin was still in love. Bai Ninji Bin tipped Joe. Feed Q and C he spoiled bite after bite. From time to time, you take one bite and I take so another. Happy? My fingernails outside the ward are embedded in the palm of my hand. I can only try my best not to let the tears flow. Not to gaff. Mr. Fing, why don't you go back first? When did that Q and Ciechi enter the company? I asked and the assistant whispered. Al came to apply for Mr. Bai last week. Assistant, it's none of your business. You go back to the company first. I'm still masochistic. The two loving people in the ward hugged each other again. After the assistant left, I'm already in tears. After all, I have been in love with Bai Ningbing for 12 years. We grew up together, but we were never in love. It's a flash marriage. 4 years ago, I came back from studying abroad. Early morning plane. Bai Ningbing has been waiting for me at the airport. When I saw him, his eyes were as red as a rabbit's. Dazed. Pass me a bunch of gardenias. Brother Feng Yuan, welcome home. I didn't expect it at all. Bai Ningbing will come to pick me up. Before that, I heard from my mom. He had a wonderful relationship, but in the end I don't know why. The two suddenly separated. The driver is driving in front. Bai Ningbing and is in the back seat. I thought it would be embarrassing. I don't know what to say. But Bai Ningbing has endless words for me. He said where the new French restaurant opened. Take me to taste it when I'm settled. So the Molotang at the entrance of the former school was moved away. He thought about it for a long time. He said we used to jump over the wall at school. Go out! The wall was more than doubled in height. He misses his school days so much. He made a lot of noise. I listened carefully. Brother Feng Yuan, do you understand? TM listening carefully. But what am I supposed to understand? I have some doubts. Suddenly he got up and kissed me on the cheek. My heart beats faster. Brain confused. Feng Yuan is a big fool. And he sort of quipped. And I sort of groped it, remaining warmth on the face. I understand. He doesn't miss the past. It's me, Bai Ningbing misses me. Realize this. I can't contain my emotions anymore. Later, he prepared a grand marriage proposal ceremony. Promise without hesitation. 12 years of secret love come true. It ends with a beautiful pair of diamond rings. This is something I ever dreamed of. After marriage, we lived like sugar and honey. Bai Lingding is a very competent wife. She was gentle, polite, generous. It also gives me enough face outside. Even though she was busy with the company, won't neglect to take care of my feelings. Busy at the end of the month, he often makes dinner and supper. Send it to the company for me. In the eyes of outsiders, we are a couple. A loving couple made in heaven. I think so, of course. If you didn't see it. On a certain note, the mood diary that became popular. I'll often freeze because of white. To my impeccable love and kindness. Feel indebted. I can only be doubly nice to her. Double love her. Pamper her. The happiest little princess in the world. But there are no ifs. That mood diary is too popular. To burn our marriage to ashes. And that's when I realized it. Bai Ningbing was meticulous to me. It has been honed by other men. I'm just a victim of this marriage grave. True love is invincible. The son of the third child who fell in love with his father. Is it my fault? Shall I continue to persevere? Break the chains of the world. Pursue your own love. Netizen 1 Eco Dewanen supports the blogger. Courage to pursue love. Netizen 2, stop being disgusting. Have you ever thought about how your mother feels? My mom found out. She swallowed half a bottle of sleeping pills. Fortunately, it was discovered early. No big deal. I broke up with him. He came to me crying. Said he just wanted to be by my side all the time. I relented. We are together again. Online for 3 days. This kind of love is so great. You go both ways. We'll be happy forever. Netizen 4, wake up. That's your father's sin. Shame on you. My mother used death to force me again. I was locked at home. What should I do? Can't see him. I'm so sorry. My mother may not really understand what love is. The neighbor's brother has returned to China. My mom asked me to pick him up. I proposed to him. My mom forced it. Haha, come here. The post has come. A little traffic. More and more people are reposting comments. On our wedding day, he posted the last one. I married my neighbor's brother, but I didn't love him. He is a sacrifice. Pay tribute to my dead love. Walk into the grave of marriage together. This one's at 7:15 p.m. At this time, he had just changed into his toast DL. We are ready together. Receive the blessings of relatives and friends. I remember him drinking a lot. I thought I was happy. I didn't expect it to be a tribute to love. How ironic! This mood diary, translated by an emotional blogger, was immediately congratulated when Al came out of the comment area, although he is the son of the third child. But you can't blame him. Iron Master's mother is really unreasonable. You don't love your neighbor brother. Why did you propose to him? Isn't the part of your ba? I got it. Are you NT? Even the son of the father and the third child can like it. Quick follow-up. I want to see you run away with your third son. Now, this is love. It's also NT upstairs, right? Even if there is a follow-up, the Iron Master will not die well. The neighbor brother is sincere to you. People like you should push 10,000 needles. There are 50,000 comments. I have read everyone. My hands are shaking and I won't stop. Bining Bing replied to a question. You marry your neighbor's brother. But what about the boy? I will always love him. My heart only beats for him. Living room wall. Master bedroom bedside hanging our wedding photos. How happy is by Ninja beating smile? I had no idea. Happiness can also be faked. The days when he was close to me. What are you thinking about? Do you feel sick? Because the people around him are not as dear as his love. The secret love I thought came true, but fell into a lie. I've been entertaining guests that night. I didn't notice the white ice. Just send the guests away. When I went downstairs to find him, he saw the tall Q in Siechi under the shadow of the tree. Looking down at Bining Bing affectionately, he held up his little face. Can't put it down. Frozen ice, I have fantasized countless times. You showed up at my wedding like this. Bining Bing turned his head, slightly avoiding Q in Siechi. Ache, I'm sorry. I know, Frozen. Just let me know that you still love me. I'm satisfied, as long as I can see it every day. I am willing to do anything. Bining Bing finally couldn't help but throw herself into his arms. You fool! Big fool! Haha! He also said that Fang Yuan was an idiot. But Siechi, brother Fang Yuan, I'm fine. Yes. I can't let him down. He sorted out his emotions. Leave from the arms of love. Frozen, I will try my best to restrain my love. But you have to remember, I will always love you. How touching! Should LGU it voluntarily? Complete this fairy couple. Every time you act. White ice floats in my ears. When you say you love me, I should be reciting Q in Chesnam silently in my heart, right? Complete. Why? Whose love is not love? When I click on the post, the account has been cancelled. I went to the ward to take a look at betrayal. She's still asleep. Bad Bye is at the bedside, but even the bits have cottoned out. Didn't find it. She's fiddling with her phone. Screen smiling brightly. It seems to be chatting with someone on WeChat. Took a closer look at the past. The background is the eyebrows and eyes look somewhat similar to Chingxi Echi. Female. Reasoning for reason. A nausea hit. You've got to get out of here. Otherwise, you will be disgusted to death by this pair of women. After calling the nurse to change the drip, I drove back to my parents' house. Yo, why didn't you come with Ning Bin today? See me alone. My mom was a little surprised. After marrying by Ninjibien, we move out. I haven't been home alone for a long time. Seen parents. My mom always smiled and said, as long as my son is doing well. He was satisfied. Take a closer look now. There are many more wrinkles on my mother's face. I missed you guys. Why am I not welcome yet? Mom heard me. I was stunned. Maybe he also noticed something strange about me. After all, I used to. I wouldn't tell them so bluntly. Hey, Mom, he'll make you your favorite sweet and sour ribs. At night. I still haven't gone back. Did you quarrel with Ning Bin? My mom came in and asked, Mom, I was married to Ning Bin at that time. Did you think that today would come? After by Ninjibien and I proposed, Elle agreed without hesitation. He knows that I have always had a crush on Bai. Ning Bin also knew. Although Elle can see through. But it can't be persuaded. The night before the wedding, my mom wanted to talk to me. Give me a word, son. The most taboo betrayal and suspicion in marriage. No matter where you go. Remember my luck. Lost my life. Lucky me. Lost my life. But I never got it from start to finish. By Ning Bin as a child. We are neighbors. So we often play together. Go tone from school together. He's naughty. Every day is not skipping DLS. Just call a few friends to hang out in internet cafes. My dad and my ma didn't do anything about him. He asked me to watch him. Strange to say. He doesn't listen to anyone. Just listen to me. Sometimes I'll look past. He just sat there and did his homework. There are only circles. Can cure this little devil. I massade a little bigger. We went to the same high school. Ning Ice is inherently beautiful. The age of first love. Of course, it will attract a lot of little boys. Once after school, I helped the teacher mark the homework in the office. Didn't go back with him. When I got to the school gate, actually heard by Lingding scream for help. You go away. LLC all the police. The three punks who surrounded him. It's the vocational school next door. To cause trouble. Hey, pretty girl. Isn't it fun to call the police? Brothers take you to have some fun. Listen to the foul language of these bastards. I'm pissed off right now. Fought with them. But at that time, I still only knew. High school student buried in study. How can you beat? Three hybrids who are starting to socialize. I was beaten bloody by them on the ground. Finally, the teacher nearby heard the sound. Just saved us. On the way to the hospital, Bai Ning Bing cried and hugged me. Brother Fang Yuan, Brother Fang Yuan, please don't be in trouble. I will listen to you from now on. No more naughty. Woohoo, I wanted to wipe his tears. But my hands are stained, full of blood. It is finally lifted and put down. Brother Fang Yuan, don't be afraid. We're going to the hospital right now. Al will always be by your side. I wanted to ask. How long has it been? Is it forever? Is it until the day I die? But am out of strength. And I kept that in mind. Always by my side. I guess forever, maybe forever. But Al didn't expect. How many things can be trusted when you are young? The next day, Bai Ninjibi drove to me. Why didn't you tell me when you got back to your mother's house? I didn't even have time to prepare a gift. He didn't look out of place. She is still a good daughter-in-law who is filial to her in-laws, a considerate good wife. And they came back. No big deal. Tam light. He took my arm. Today is Dad's birthday. We're going back for dinner. Well, husband, are you in a bad mood? What happened yesterday was an accident. That boy is a friend of mine. A little misunderstanding with my mom, so no need to explain. I cut him off. I don't want to hear these lame lies. And he was stunned. I never thought I would be this fan. Don't be jealous. Finish working on the company in 2 days. I will accompany you well. Just treat it as compensation, okay? Well, he used to do it a lot. Will ignore me for some things, but it will be made up later. I always thought it was a sign of caring, but it's true. If you care, you won't forget so many times. I'm recuperated in the hospital for a day. Has been discharged from the hospital. See me back. Happy from ear to ear. Go and watch TV in the living room with Ning Bin. Your uncle and I woke up after being eaten. You work so hard. How can I make you bother with these things? I've always been very satisfied with my son-in-law. It's just that today's enthusiasm is indeed too deliberate. It's tacit. Never mention what happened yesterday. Bad Bai is also on the surface, maintaining the illusion of love with Bai Ma. Only. Yes. I noticed his phone lit up a lot. Every time he was ready to pick up a reply, Bai Ma will give a look. Bad Bai can only sigh. The doorbell broke the original calm. Lines freeze at first. Get up and open the door. Q and Siechi after was holding a pile of gifts. Smiling. He saw the white ice behind me. Just skimmed me and walked in. Freeze. I know today is my uncle's birthday. So came to see my uncle specially. Auntie unhappy birthday. I wish you all the best. Shobin and Mountain. Auntie, this Ijao cake is for beauty and beauty. Mom is also reading, so bought it specially to honor you. She behaved well. It's impossible to fault the gift that Bai Ma handed her. Throw to the ground. Get out of here. You are not welcome in our house. Auntie, I just want to apologize to you. I don't mean anything else. Q and Siechi said aggrieved. Dad Bai hurriedly stepped forward to stop Mom Bai. Pick up all the gifts on the ground. Thank you, Archer. Auntie Bai is not in a good mood. Don't mind, stay and eat with us. Dad Bai looked at Q and Siechi. There is obvious tenderness. It's like treating your own child. Bai Ma was so angry that she couldn't speak. I'll take my mother back to her room to rest first. When leaving the room, what else saw seemed to be a family of 3 eating. It's more harmonious than the 4 of us just now. Dad Bai was distressed to serve Q and He vegetables. Young people, eat more. Thank you, Uncle Bai. Q and Siechi smiled contentedly. Added another piece of ribs to Bai Ning. Ding also eats more. All skinny just. Eyes glancing consciously or unconsciously. I just came out of the room. Sit next to Dad Bai. Originally, my seat was already taken by Q and Siechi. Very deluse to Bai Ning Bing. Bai Ning Bing introduced her husband awkwardly. This is my friend Q and He. Q and Siechi, this is my husband, Fang Yuan. Friend? It turns out that the son of the father's 3rd child can be called. As a friend, I said nothing. Just bow your head. Put the freshly peeled shrimp in a white ice bowl. Q and Siechi frowned. Take that shrimp out. Peel directly by hand. How unsanitary. Why is brother Fang Yuan so careless about Ning Bing? Bing Bing, stop eating shrimp. Eat another piece of ribs. Obedient, he turned a blind eye to my existence. There is even a provocation. Bai Ning Bing didn't care, but also added dishes to him. Good idea. From a legal husband to an outsider. See, I'm not in the right mood. Bai Ning finally added vegetables to me. Husband, this ball is well cooked. Q and Siechi opened his mouth again. Brother Fang Yuan looks a little unhappy. Won't be what I just said. Did it make you angry? Ning Bing, you also know that llama doctor. So it is inevitable that there will be some occupational diseases. You just ate unclean things before. I have to go to the hospital to wash. I'm really scared. Brother Fang Yuan shouldn't know about this. At that time, Brother Fang Yuan had not yet returned to China. I know he said that on purpose, deliberately mentioning memories that belong to both of them. I just want the diaphragm to respond. Sure enough, Bai and Ying Bing quickly comforted Archer. Don't think about it. Not so stingy. He was just so tired yesterday, staring at me with clear, sharp eyes. It's sarcastic. Ning Bing and Brother Fang Yuan are really in love. I can't stand this atmosphere. Get up and leave. If had my fill. Husband by Ning Bing got up with me, but he was pulled by Q in Xiechi. Frozen, today is Undle Bai's birthday. How could you not spend time with him? Brother Fang Yuan, let him go out to get some air when he's full. Bai Ning Bing finally sat down. I'm walking aimlessly down the street. I found such a big city. No place for me. Call a friend. Ask him out for a drink. The bottle is empty, bottle after bottle. My mind is clear. You said you were a family man, drinking here with me in the middle of the night. You are not afraid of your sister-in-law. Angry, Su Zhang teased. He won't be angry. And I mumbled, another gulp of wine. There was a quarrel. He came over gossiping. Husbands and wives don't quarrel at the end of the bed. You are a big man with a bit of responsibility. It's not shameful to admit your mistake to your wife. Sister-in-law is such a gentle woman. You can argue with him. It must be your fault. Go back quickly. Don't worry, sister-in-law. Su Zhang chattered a lot. I didn't even listen. All know is that I keep pouring wine into my stomach. Want to get drunk? Wake up! I found that everything was a dream. How nice would that be? By midnight, Su Zhang called by Ning Bing to pick me up. Early autumn. It's already cold. The streets are empty in the morning. I stand under the streetlight. Is it W by Ning Bing walking towards me anxiously? Why are you drinking so much? Wife, I was confused and hugged the woman in front of me. My wife. Why did you just come? I've been waiting for a long time. Stupid, I came when, got the call. Less than 10 minutes before and after. Not long. He retorted and I buried my head in his neck. Shake your head. A long time. 12 years, that's too long. What are you talking about? I stand in front of him. I say white ice. This year is my 12th year of loving you. Also the last year. Let's go home first. He wants to hold me. I dodge, you know. When did I start licky HG? Just finished saying this sentence. My tears will fall. Actually, I don't really remember. Maybe it's the first time you took me over the wall. When skipping DLS. Maybe so. Together we are. When raising a small stray cat. Maybe I'm floating in my ear. When you told me you would always be by my side. By Ning Bing, do you remember these things? Is it irrelevant to you? Sheer DLE me. He frowned bitterly. I smiled, I spread my hands. You see, this is the ring you gave me when you proposed. It's a little small, actually. If you wear it for a long time, your fingers will become bloodshot. It hurts, but I give up. Do not take off. I'm paranoid and tell myself. Ring. It's proof that you love me. The skin around the ring. A thin cocoon has formed. That's the result of countless frictions. The ring marks are evidence of love. But it's itchy. Also makes me unable to ignore. White ice is not true love. Stop talking, Fang Yuan. He's choked up. I took the ring off. Facing the light. Diamond sparkling drift. By Ning Bing, I really love you. Used to love you very much. I put the ring on his hand. He put my ring finger on again. Kissed that circle of neck. I love my husband too. How true is this statement? I know better than him. I didn't follow up after all. Just let him. In this struggle between love and not love. When woke up the next day. PM already lying in bed at home. Get up and go to the living room to drink water. A few noises came from the kitchen. Soon, Bai and Ingbing took a bowl of green vegetables and lean meat porridge and decanter soup. Honey, you drank too much last night. Have some sober soup first. Otherwise, you will have a headache today. He is still considerate and gentle, like nothing happened last night. Bai Ningbing fed the decanting soup to my mouth when he was feeding Q in CHE medicine in the ward. Really fragrant. I think I took the bowl and spoon quietly. I'll do it myself. He was embarrassed. Then he picked up the porridge next to him and blew on it. Don't go to work today. Wait for me to come back tonight and make something delicious for you. Bai Ningbing rarely appears in front of me. Flattering look. It's really obvious today. I tilted my head to the side. Either way, I don't care. Are you really cooking for me? I don't care if you really love me. Before Bai and Ingbing goes out, and help me wash the fruit. Put it in the refrigerator. I've only done this before. The thing is, the hangover is uncomfortable. I'm going to lie down for a while. But received a call from Q in Key. Just like the plot in the TV show. He asked me to meet him at the cafe downstairs. Brother Tong Yuan, you still have to deceive yourself again. He said proudly. Like, I'm the shady third party. What do you mean? He raised an eyebrow. You should be able to tell. Bai and Ingbing still love very much. So, the person who is not loved is the third party. So you should quit. Q and Chi Sin different to me. Angry quiet cafe. It's his shrill voice. I tilted my head. This is what your mother taught you. Mother and son take pleasure in destroying other people's marriages. He didn't look so nervous just now, but in front of Bai Ningbing. Mask of grievance. Brother Fang Yuan, I beg you to fulfill me and Bai Ningbing. We really love each other. You are so good. Conditions are so good. Someone must like it. But I'll only have Bai Ningbing. I want to laugh. How is he so embarrassed? He confidently asked me to fulfill him. He continued, I was never loved when I was a kid. My mother gave birth to me. I just want someone to support him in the future. Growing up with the gossip of others. He is the son of a fox in the mouth of others. I hate. Why was I born this way? Until my mom hooked up with Bai. I stumbled upon White Frozen. His world. It's like nothing's ever bothered you. Warm like a little sun. So deliberately approached him. Intentionally about him. Intentionally make him fall in love with children me. Who grow up in love are so deceiving. Why? If you know, I am the son of his father Slover. He was still desperate to fall in love with me. This is the first time I feel be firmly loved and chosen. What's it like? When he was locked up at home, I sneaked up the stairs to take him out. Look at the stars and the moon. Even though his mother was pissed off at the hospital, he still loves me too. If it weren't for the old woman's death, we would have been married by now. So the cheerleader, the marriage you enjoy now, it should belong to me. I beg you, please give it back to me. I just listened to him with a blank face. His love with Bai Ningbing. How great and touching. Since you love each other so much, why didn't Bai Ningbing ask me for a divorce? Asked with a smile, Q and see he was stunned for a moment. You don't have to beg me. Instead, you should ask for white ice. If he files for divorce, I will sign immediately. So you don't want to take the initiative to divorce Bai Ningbing. Q and Chie gnashed his teeth. If you really love each other, you should know. Let Bai Ningbing divorce. Easier than letting me mention. Don't you want to talk nonsense with him? After saying this sentence, I got up and left. Q and Chi's unreconciled voice came from behind. You will regret it. Fang Yuan, I will let you know. The person Bai Ningbing loves is me. Only L can be with him forever. Well, we'll see, won't we? I'm ready to lie down. Bai Ningbing hugged my waist. Some deliberate explanations. Have a seat. There's a little problem over there. I went over and dealt with it. Just delay. I took his hands off my waist. Maybe he didn't notice. He was infected with a special mensa-garret smell. This is the first time I smell this. It was on cue in Chi. This is how he made me regret it. So childish. Q and Chi, go take a shower. I fell asleep with my back to Baining Bing. After she lay down, she still stuck to it. Faint bedside light. Reflect her face very softly. In the eyes full of love. A reflection of me alone. But who knows what's hidden behind it? Benedict, how much you love me. He was obviously absent for a moment. Make it easy. Why do you ask? You are my husband. Of course I love you very much. Otherwise, why would I marry you? Then he kissed my eyes. I don't know, action. Or do you want to hide the guilt in your eyes? Don't think too much. Let's go on a trip after this time. Relax, white ice. You don't have to tell me the truth. But you can't help but face your heart. Since QNC he declared war on me. More and more tricks. In particular, every time I'm alone with Baining Bing, he would always be called away by a phone call. Today, it's our 4-year wedding anniversary. We specifically asked for leave. Baining Bing also cooked personally. Made a big meal. Because of busy work, we haven't been like this in a long time. Have a special day. Husband, take down the land in the east. I guess we can go out next month. Just relax. He just poured the red wine. The phone rang. Look at his stunned expression. I knew it. Who is written on the phone screen? Take it in case of any emergency? He looked at me apologetically. Pick up the phone without hesitation. Go to the balcony to answer the phone. Okay. Archer, don't cry. This condition was brought to the hospital too late. Doctors are not immortals. Don't blame yourself so much. Why haven't you eaten yet? What to do if you have a stomach problem? Yeah, where are you? Okay. White frozen who hung up the phone. He quickly went to the kitchen to get the packing box. In a hurry. Packed some food on the table. Friend, something happened. I'll pack and order. He really lies and doesn't draft. Which friend? I stared at him and asked. Just an ordinary friend. I feel guilty explaining myself. Your dad's birthday. Piss your mother off. I said it on purpose. Ninji Being's face was a little ugly. I laughed again. Just kidding, friend. You must be needed there. Go ahead, please. Ning Bing is busy or the movements of his hands. Kissed me perfunctorily. Thank you, husband. I'll be back early. You eat obediently. After Bai and Ing Bing left, I'll look at the table. Being picked for the leftovers. No, I lost my appetite. Sure enough, those who are favored have no fear. In 2 months, there have been countless such things. I'm generous every time. Let Bai and Ing Bing deal with it. The so-called friend thing. Every time. I also saved the evidence that Q Inky sent me. For example, the sleeping face of white ice. The medicine Bai Ning Bing bought for her. Even if she's pretending to be sick. And if Bai Ning Bing gave it to her. Picture by picture. Chat history. Lines keep it all well. 3rd month. Bai Ning Bing finally made time. Travel with me. Here we go. A small island that I have always longed for. The evening, Bai and Ing Bing received another call. This time he accidentally turned on the speakerphone. Frozen, I'm so tired. So stressed. Can you come and accompany me? Bai Ning Bing quickly turned down her voice a little. But if heard he can't escape. QNCHE, can you go to bed first? He was worried. But no, I'm listening. The NL had to maintain. Juning Bing. Why are you so cold to me? I'm so scared. Please come to me. I love you. Q and Key seems drunk. The sound is getting fainter and fainter. It doesn't matter if you don't come. That's okay. I don't deserve to live in this world. I might as well die. Q and C he hung up the phone. Bai Ningbing panicked. You go back first. It would be bad if something happened to her. Bai Ningbing quickly grabbed my wrist. Husband, she instructed me to know that I interrupted him. Girlfriend, I'll be back a few days later. You may rest assured. I turned around and went to the bathroom. Bai Ningbing in the room called the assistant. Booked the most recent flight. Then he called Q and Chi to comfort him. Go out for a long time. I just got a text from him. Husband, wait for me. Deal with it in 2 days. He'll come find you. By the 3rd day. I still haven't received it. A phone call from Bai Ningbing. And a message. Q and Chi did send me a lot. He is with Bai Ningbing. Made a sumptuous dish. Or a candlelight dinner? Oh, they lie together on the sofa. Watch love movies. He kissed the corners of his white frozen mouth, and Bai Ningbing was just surprised. No resistance. They walked down the street holding hands. 0, as sweet as many couples. The last one is a hotel. Under the pure white guilt, Bai Ningbing fell asleep quietly. Lines keep them one by one. Is a W ma fang yuan. Just a word from me. The ice will come back to me. You are nothing. I took screenshots of these 2 messages and replied to him. Then convinced him to divorce me. Day for on the island. I packed up and left. Until the 7th day. Bai Ningbing just sent me a message. Husband, why haven't you come back yet? Play with friends for 2 days. 10 minutes later, he replied, have fun. Pay attention to safety. Intimate and perfunctory. Not a single message has been sent since. I keep drinking myself at the bar. Friend stopped. Okay, it's going to kill you to drink like this. He was confused. You said you had a successful career. Have a good wife. What else is there to be dissatisfied with? Besides, you have had a crush on Bai Ningbing for so many years. Got your wish. Shouldn't be happy. But what did he do to me? Friends are even more surprised. Your Bai Ningbing is a good wife and mother. Pretty and capable. What are you dissatisfied with? I will open the phone album. Take a photo of Bai Ningbing and Chin Siechi kissing. Hand it to a friend. You see, this is my good wife. He was speechless. I stayed out for another 3 days before I went back. Silence in the house. Same as before leaving. The display of kitchen utensils told Bai Ningbing. Never even went home. I put the master bedroom. Bring your own belongings to the guest room. Bai Ning just came back. Husband, what are you doing? Well, there is a project that needs to be dealt with urgently recently. I came back late. Afraid of disturbing you. Moved to the guest bedroom. Husband, are you angry with me? It's because I missed my appointment. So you're angry? He's following me. 4th, there is grievance. You think too much. I ignored his emotions. You are for friends. I do not. Don't blame me for deliberately emphasizing the word friend. After coming back this time, I spend more time at work. There are still some problems with the land to the east. They've been negotiating lately. And white ice. Time for individual communication and meeting. Less and less. Occasionally encountered in the company. Just a simple nod. Once a model couple. Stranger than strangers now. Some gossip. But I don't care. However, even in private, Bai Ningbing and don't want to get involved too much. But if it's at a party, or go back to their respective parental houses, I would still like to play the role of a good husband. The Bai Ningbing family has the voice over me. When we got married, also took a lot of bonuses. Now, of course, I won't let it go either. Banquet envoy. I was always there for him. Help him block the wine. Help him socialize. Help him deal with complex interpersonal relationships. I did it all perfectly. Everyone says we are talented and beautiful. It's going to be great in business. But they don't understand. I don't understand. I'm using Bai Ningbing as a shield. This may be. It's the only reason I haven't mentioned divorce. Come out of the restaurant. I took it out coldly. The hand held by Binding Bing. Meet! Handed a car behind Binding Bing. He trotted up. Fang Yuan, why? He finally asked. My abnormality during this time. Say it when you're angry. Why is this happening? Hit me in the face in front of outsiders, but in private. But he wouldn't even look at me. It's okay, don't think about it. I'm just tired from work. He was relentless. If I do it anywhere wrong, you just say it. No need, the phone is ringing again. I glanced at Archer. He looked at me awkwardly. I turned out the window. Take it in case something happens to your friend. He pursed his lips. Just hang up. Is it because of ache? Fang Yuan, just don't remember his old love. I fight back no, and he excitedly countered. We are just friends. His voice is getting thinner and thinner. The word friend is indispensable. The phone lights up again. Q in chess ENT a message. Ning ding, come and accompany me, okay? Please, today is the anniversary of Archer's mother's death. He was upset. Hey, why don't you think about your mother who is still alive? Is it sad? You go, I still have something to do back to the company. Not on your way. I am tactful and touching, although he is unwilling. But he still called Q and CHE back as soon as he got out of the car. Q and C he sent me another message. Only this time it's not him. The sweetness of being with Bai Ening Bing. Still won't get a divorce? Fang Yuan, you think I don't know? You're already crazy. Get to know each other and quickly divorce Ning Bin. This guy is really stupid. I sent a voice message directly. Those who don't want a divorce are not. It was by Ninji Bien. You have time to mock me. Why don't you spend more time persuading him to divorce me? It's a fact. No from Bai and NGBN. From the day I suspected his relationship with Q and K. Every time he went to see Q and see he, you will feel a little more guilty about me. By NGBN, she used to be a good girl too. Moral torture should have made him more miserable. Fang Yuan, look. I brought you gardenias. I didn't take it. Gardenias are beautiful. Just stained with cigarette smoke. Disgusting. I have to go to the company to work. My resistance makes Bai and Ingbing more energetic. Maybe it's guilt and guilt. He treats me much better than before. It's more nuanced. I work overtime in the company every day. He can't move every day. Prepare me breakfast. And lunch Ben too. Cold wine at night. Also send me supper. Too busy these days. I stewed black chicken soup to replenish your body. Since see it in the office. Cast envious glances. Mr. Fang really married a wise inner master. Everyone in the company knows. Bai Ning Bing is an impeccable wife. She waits for me to get off work downstairs at the company every day. See me walking past. It's like conjuring again. Hand over a small bunch of gardenias. Always have it on. His little snack. Sometimes it's my favorite candy fried chestnuts. Sometimes it's cut fruit. Sometimes it's the pineapple cake he's been waiting in line for a long time to buy. Anyway, spend all your time trying to please me. But I wouldn't even touch those things. Delivered supper and Ben too. I distribute it directly to my subordinates. Snacks in the car. I didn't eat a lot of it, but it has deteriorated. Just throw it away. Finally. And this continued for over a month. White ice burst. He took the lunchbox that he usually brings me meals. Fall to the ground. Why, Fang Yuan? You can tell I'm if you don't like it. Why give it to someone else? I told you before. I wonder he sent it. Third time, I told him I didn't like it. Tell him not to send. But he doesn't seem to understand. Fang Yuan is a little weak. Don't do this to me, okay? You let me have a feeling that you don't care. The feeling of not loving me and not wanting me anymore. Your attitude towards me during this time. Let me worrying about gains and losses. Don't be like this, okay? He hugged me. Buried in my arms. I take a deep breath. The smell of cigarettes is still obvious. Are you afraid because you are guilty? By Bing, I'm going to take a shower. I have to work tomorrow. I pushed him away. Soon, I heard unclear voices in the bathroom, and the sound of opening the door and going out. I packed up and went out. In the restaurant, QNC he was holding Bai Bing in his arms. Freezing, I can't take it anymore. I can't see every one of you. Minutes, I can't stand every second. Bai Bing is still rational. Push him away. A CHE, Fang Yuan is still waiting for me at home. Do you care that much about him? QNC he shouted, attracted the attention of many people. Bai Bing quickly covered his mouth. CHE, am already married. Fang Yuan, he is fine. No, QNC he hugged him tighter. You love me. You are just guilty of Fang Yuan. Freeze, face your heart bravely. There is nothing wrong with falling in love. Bai Bing was a little shaken. He did not resist QNC's intimacy. QNC gently pressed her red lips, just as she was about to close her eyes and enjoy. I finally saw it. White frozen standing at the door. Keep your eyes open. Push QNC he away with force. Run towards me. Fang Yuan, listen to my explanation. It's not what you see. QNC he broke the jar. Pull Bai Bing to his side. How did it go? Fang Yuan saw that it was always me who loved freezing. You should give up. QN chest hut up. Bai Bing yelled loudly, the person I love has always been Fang Yuan. You lie. UDL early said that you would always love me. He said that he was forced to marry Fang Yuan. The people around looked at QNCHE. Weirder and weirder. Lan Zi-san. It's so unlucky. This girl is not a good thing either. Both of them die. Don't come out and hurt people. QNC he thought of himself like this now. Just like my own mother. Suffering from the situation referred to by 1,000 people. Shame plus anger. It's all because of the square. Everything is planned by you. You deliberately provoke me. Let me find Bai Bing. Then let me be like this. Be criticized by the world. Not too stupid. QNCHE was still crying and shouting. I turn away. Bai Bing quickly followed. Fang Yuan husband. D just wanted to hug him. We don't have it. He tugged at my sleeve. Tears streaming down my face. You already know. Right, but why don't you make trouble? Why don't you care at all? Square. You hit me, scold me. No, I accept it all. Just don't do this to me. I can't stand it. Bai Bing took my hand and slapped him in the face. I gently pull away. It's too late, go back. Her tears were on the back of my hand. A little warm. Bai Bing cried in front of me for the first time. It's the first menstrual period. She thought she was dying. Hug me and cry. Tears soaked the teenager shirt. She broke my heart crying. And that's when I made up my mind. Later, I will never let Bai Bing cry in front of me. Won't make her sad. But now watch her cry. I don't feel anything. He leaned against my chest and sobbed softly. Fang Yuan, I was wrong. I didn't know how to comfort him. Or push him away. It doesn't seem necessary. Bai Bing cried all night in the bedroom. The next day, while making me breakfast. Eyes swollen like walnuts. The voice is also hoarse. He still walks me to work as always. Prepare me a bento and snacks. He even sends me clothes in cold weather. Mr. Fang, Mr. Bai is so kind to you. You guys are so sweet. Some people sigh. I just laughed it off. Still the same. I won't eat anything he brings. No, Fang Yuan. Can you have a fight with me? You take all the anger out on me. Don't bear it alone. Okay, in the car. Bai Ningjibi this desperate request. He's emaciated a lot. Already thin. This cheek is more sunken. Stop talking about that. I looked down at the report. Bai Bing directly grabbed the tablet and fell out. Can you not run away every time? I'm used to it. This is the fourth time he has gone crazy this month. Throwing things is the norm. It already up an important contract last time. I rubbed my eyebrows helplessly. Or are you considering divorcing me? Bai Ning Bing asked carefully, so afraid to hear it from my mouth. Sure answer. This is me these days. The firmest sentence of Ire said. Well said, as long as you don't get divorced. You can do whatever you want. Give me the right to develop the land in the east. Bai Ning Bing was stunned. Did not understand. Give me the right to develop that land. He was still puzzled. I smiled white ice. This is in this marriage that exists in name only. Your only value. I want to borrow the momentum of the Bai family is to create your own piece of the sky. I'm not a gentleman. With such a good network of contacts and property resources, I can't just hurt people like this. Of course, it is the pursuit of maximizing one's own interests. Currently white ice. It's a pretty good partner. You are using me. You can choose to refuse. What about our marriage? There's no need for it. I smiled and answered him. He hooked his lips bitterly. I would, as long as you don't divorce. I'd rather you use me for the rest of your life. It doesn't always work. A lifetime is too long. I'm not getting a divorce. It's because you still pay attention to me. But emotion is also a kind of attention. What do you mean? There was panic in Bai Ning Bing's eyes. If meet someone who can deliver my heart, will divorce you. I gathered evidence that he was cheating. Send it to his phone. He stared blankly at the pictures. Tears fell one after another. I pushed the door open and go out. Behind him were the desperate cries and bowls of Bai Ning Bing. I love white ice. But then, it was before I found out. But now, I have lost my love for him. Love white ice. Love yourself first. From the discovery of white ice and emotion, I spurred myself with this sentence. So, I can look at Bai Ning Bing so calmly. Be intimate with Q in Sihe, even if Q in Sihe was provocative. I'm still not faithful, because I know that love is a weak thing. Can't catch him. We need to hold on to the money. So I started my first company. Even with Bai, there are many people who fall in love side by side. Very few can jump out. Put yourself first. Only when betrayed. There are also pursuits and dependencies. No one is always reliable. So is love.